Okay, I am going to show you guys how to make t-shirt yarn. So here we go. You want to have some decent scissors and a good work area. So this is one of my pieces that balls of yarn that I already made. It's a lot of yarn from one t-shirt. It's more than you think. So here are my t-shirts. I think I'm about ready here. Here we go. Got some good scissors. You know, a pretty new pair of scissors. If you don't have good scissors, it gets really hard and it can kind of hurt your hands, and you won't have a very clean cut. Sometimes your scissors could just be dirty, so giving a good scrub with some soap and water can help too. But do yourself a favor, if you can't afford it, go out and get some new scissors for about $8-9. So you're going to cut the sleeves off. Okay, you're going to cut across, cut the sleeves off. Try to cut a decent line so you don't have any waste. Boom. Now you might be able to use the sleeves for something else, a pom-pom, or we'll take a look at it. We'll see what we can do. I don't like to waste material either. So here's my t-shirt. Now what I'm going to do to save time is I've folded it over, left about a 1/2 inch at the top. Okay? So you don't want to cut through that top section. So that's there to kind of remind you. And then you just start cutting away. How thick you want your cuts, it's up to you. If you cut it really thin, you'll have a very thin yarn, which is nice. If you cut it thicker, you'll have a thick yarn, but you'll have less of it. So now I don't know if there, I guess we could ask a mathematician, would you really have less? I mean, you'd have the same amount, it would just be in a different shape. Anyway, I would suggest doing about 3/4 of an inch, 1/2 inch, somewhere around there. And then I'm cutting to that top of the top fold. Cut, cut, cut. Now someone did have a really interesting question today, and I'm starting to understand it more. So in sculpture, we're really concerned with form, texture, materiality, and color too, of course. But the assignment will not be, there is not a specific color component per se, except that the color is up to you, and making something that is appealing, interesting, fun to look at, the color is going to be important. Okay, so here's what I'm doing. You've seen this part live, but I've unfolded, I've slipped my hand through this tube, and now the next thing I'm going to do is cut one of the bits free. I guess I'm working from this side. You can work from either end. I'm working from this side this time. And then I'm cutting those two. So you cut one off and then you start connecting them. So you're cutting at a slight diagonal to make this happen. Cutting at a slight diagonal. Cutting it through. Now I'll admit I made a few mistakes during this process when I first learned how to do it. It's not a big deal. You can just tie your two ends together and crochet right through the knot. It's just going to add some more texture. So watch your fingers here. Don't cut your fingers. Finish it up. And then cut that last piece loose. And then, wow, look at all this material. Wind it up. Now, please do wind up your balls, or else you're going to get really frustrated because they will tangle up. Any of you that are familiar with crochet or knitting, or even just if you deal with ropes, you got to take care of your cordage, or else it's going to get tangled up and then you're going to go nuts. Plus, it's nice to kind of have a collection of these neat little balls. You've transformed a t-shirt into this really useful material. It's great. Awesome.